Hey, what's up? What's up? Joe in Vegas back with another review. This is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to take a stab at recording a quick review. I don't know if I'm going to upload it. If you're listening to this, obviously I did. The reason why I don't know if I'm going to upload it is for two reasons. I went to go see Kill Tony live broadcast tonight. So Kill Tony is one of the biggest live, if not the biggest live podcast in the world. It was, created by Tony Hinchcliffe. If you don't know who he is, he's a very funny. He's been around a while, but he's only really started to break in the last maybe 5 or 6 years. And Brian Redban. These are, I don't want to give it, because they earn their own chops, but these are guys who, there's a lot of guys who came out of that Joe Rogan universe. These were guys that used to be regulars that Joe used to bring around. There's a couple of them. There's Ari Shafir. There's a bunch of these guys that would do Rogan's podcast, and they became very popular in the stand-up comedy kind of circuit. Tony, you might know, Hinchcliffe, you might know him from a lot of the roasts. Anyway, they have this. They started this Kill Tony live podcast, which was once a week live. Basically, what they would have is a panel of judges. And before I go any further, because you're already a minute into this, so I'll explain what it is in a minute and then why I'm doing a review. They locked up our phones. A lot of the big comedy shows do that. This one was not live streamed. This was pre-recorded. They didn't want any of the information to get out. So I'm struggling with this review. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to post it for two reasons. I don't have any pictures. I don't have any videos. I've tried in the past to take pictures off of Google, but YouTube and their copyright stuff, they find it and they take down those videos anyway. So I'm not posting any videos, so I don't know, or pictures. I don't know how boring this is going to be for you guys, but you don't have to listen. I won't be insulted. The other problem I have is he kind of made everybody promise, and I respect it. I do. I respect the craft. I respect the artist of don't go on the internet and leak who are the special guests, who are the comics, the good things, the bad things. Don't do that, because this is going to be broadcast in the next week or two probably on their YouTube channel, and they don't want, they don't want people to give away the jokes, to give away the surprises. So I have to respect that. So I have now, when I heard that, I said, I'm not going to do a review. I don't have pictures to show. I can't even talk about who was there. What am I going to review? And then I decided to kind of, maybe it's a good opportunity to introduce people to Kill Tony and not give away any of the spoilers. What was I going to say? It's a struggle. I'm going to try it. Let's see what happens. So, basically, what I was saying before is it's an Kill Tony in its purest form is a way for young comics. It's like an open stand-up kind of night in front of 4 judges. It's usually Brian Redban, who's like the producer of the show, Tony Hinchcliffe, who's the seasoned guy, and then they would bring on 2 or even 3 or even 4, I think sometimes, very big people. Those people are Joe Rogan. I've seen everybody. I mean, they bring Roseanne Barr. They bring in, especially comics that are either doing the Joe Rogan show that week, and they bring them on, or celebrities, or just people in the Austin area. But they have big people, and they basically have a bucket, and they pull a name out of the bucket, and it's a stand-up. Sometimes it's the people's first time they're ever doing stand-up in their lives, which is what happened tonight. And they go and they do a minute. They have 1 minute to kill, and the crowd is very harsh. They really built this like WrestleMania mentality. When these comics come up, it's like a no-holds-bar kind of feeling, and it makes for a lot of funny stuff. And the comics that are the celebrities, or the celebrity panel, whatever you want to call it, are very strict. And they're not strict. They'll rip you. They have no problem making you feel like shit in the funniest way possible. And they have these classic guys. There's one guy who dresses up like Dr. Phil, who does the greatest thing. So this Kill Tony podcast became very viral because they landed on something perfect. There are these 1 minute little clips of people doing 1 minute sets, which feeds itself into this TikTok generation where you can't sit for half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour and see a set. Just give me a minute. And it created these really viral moments. And I really, really suggest you go out and Google or go on YouTube and type Kill Tony's Funniest Moments. They're hilarious. They're quick things, and they are just viral clips. I'm sure a lot of people have seen them on the internet and don't even know that they're from Kill Tony. They just think it's some stand-up show. So they came to Vegas. They did a live show. Like I said, I can't talk about it other than what I found interesting as far as I never listened to the full Kill Tony. I became a fan from the clips and the viral videos. I've listened to Tony 3-hour interviews on Rogan. All these guys, 3-hour interviews on Rogan, I find them fascinating. But for some reason, I've never listened to the full Kill Tony show. So this was my first experience doing the whole show. And I got to tell you, I found it to be a little bit slow live in person. Love the show, love the format, love all of it. But when you're bringing on comics, not all of them are going to be great. There's going to be a couple shitty ones. And if you have a couple shitty ones in a row, even though the judges or the celebrity panel, whatever you want to call them, are really funny when they bark back at these guys. But it just makes for some bad stand-up over the course of 45 minutes straight or something along those lines. Now, if you take the whole show that I saw tonight and you chop out some really funny sections and some couple really funny surprises, you get really funny viral videos. And that's probably why this show is so successful. There are these regulars that come on the show, and it's interesting what the show's gotten so popular that some of these stand-ups who started for their first stand-up bits on Kill Tony have gone on to be enormously popular. They came through the show. They're considered all-stars, golden ticket winners. They have risen through this show and become standouts on their own. And when he takes the show on the road, I think he did Madison Square Garden last week. He did Vegas tonight. They bring some of these comics back who are regulars a lot, but even when they're not, he brings them back for the live shows, which at least you're getting some great 1-minute comedy routines, 1 minute long throughout the show. So it mixes well. It was a fun experience. That's why I'm doing a review. If it's coming to town and you like this, go see it. It's like a once in a life. You're never going to see anything like this. It's like stand-up comedy meets WrestleMania. Because they lock up the phones, I think the comics feel more comfortable really going out there as far as, racist jokes and handicap jokes. There's no hold bar. And they do it. To Kill Tony brings a lot of handicap comics on there too and gives them a chance, which it makes it a safe place to laugh at them. Not laugh at them, laugh with them, because they're comics. They know what's going on. It's overall a really interesting experience. I'm doing this review. I can't really review the show I saw. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to respect their wishes. But I thought it would be a good opportunity to maybe introduce some people who've never heard of the Kill Tony podcast. If you like to laugh, go on YouTube, type Kill Tony's funniest moments, or just type Kill Tony. It'll come up in the shorts, and laugh your ass off. On a scale of 1 to 10 for me, without giving away any details, and obviously no pictures, and I'd be shocked if anybody's still listening to this at this point, I would say it's like a 6 out of 10. It felt very long. There were just some down times, but there were a handful of moments that had me laughing pretty hard, and those were magic. And like I said, if you chop them up and throw them out on the internet as little shorts, it's gold. But when you have a 3-hour show straight, it does have its slow moments. So that's my take on it. I don't know if anybody made it this far. If you did, thank you, I guess. And thanks for listening. Subscribe, comment, and I will see you at the next show. Bye-bye.